Hi everyone, I am Emma aka Rihanna de la Morte, and today I'm going to be continuing my playthrough of Vampyr. We are now on episode 5, and yeah, let's just get started, shall we? Okay, so we're back at the Pembroke Hospital. In the last episode, we spoke to Lady Ashbury, who's the benefactor of the Pembroke, and learned that she was being blackmailed. Somebody has given her a list of dates that relate to suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss. So she's asked us to investigate that. We also spoke to Harriet Jones, who's the local gossip at the Pembroke, and she gave us some information, but not a huge amount that we didn't already know. And we also spoke to some of the nurses to find out whether or not some of Harriet's accusations were true. And then we came across Nurse Crane speaking to a mobster in the down at the docks, so down here. And then we were told that we needed to go and retrieve the mobster from the sewers. So that is what we're going to try and do in this episode. And again, I'll try my best to, give some historical tidbits and other general interesting things. So yeah, basically we're just going to carry on with this and see where we get to. Let's get going. I'll just remind myself of my skills because it's been a little while. And just make sure everybody's healthy. I don't want to go too far before looking at things. Oh yeah, so I think we did, in the last episode, we did the first part of this quest, so that's fine. Oh, we've got to do that one at a later date. So we've got the machete and the liston knife there. And oh yeah, I did change my skills. I decided I wasn't going to go for the blood barrier after. I was just going to have a look and see what we've got. So let's get cracking. Oh, there was something else I wanted to check as well. Don't think we do have any serums. Yeah, we don't. We don't have any serums at all. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so there's obviously somebody in here that we need to go help. There's an annoying marker on here. So let's get rid of that.
This man has been savagely attacked and dragged to the floor.
Oh yeah, so that's where we would have come down the stairs, and we came around. so that didn't go as well as I'd planned it to, but that's okay. Trying to decide if I want to, and I think I will. Yeah, I think we'll swap our weapons. Yeah, there we go. That'll help. Okay, we're definitely equipping that. That's going on right now. So we will have to be quite careful here because whilst the weapon we just picked up hits really hard, it does take up a lot of stamina. So we will need to be a bit more cautious. Okay, so this is our citizen to save. If we went away and we went to sleep now, there's every chance that this citizen would die. So we have to rescue this citizen.
I don't want to die here. I want to see the sky, feel the fresh I can't breathe.
I am very bad at parrying, so I probably won't parry at all.
Are you injured, sir?
Help me get out of here. I need to get out.
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd be glad to help you, but you must calm down first. Please, take a deep breath and tell me your name.
Okay, I'm Oswald Thatcher. Please, I need to get out.
Mr. Thatcher, your friend Newton sent me to help you. Do you remember him?
Yes, I do.
Good. Now leave this place and enjoy the cool night air. It's quite invigorating. I'm sure you'll feel better if you do.
Yeah, so that was just basically saying that he will not return to his district until we sleep. Anne of the Dragon. Concerning the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole, I would advise our members to be very wary about these so-called scholars. Yes, indeed, most of them are always affable and respectful whenever they approach us. but it would be quite unwise for a discreet circle like the Ascalon Club to foolishly speak about our goals, our members, or our traditions. I would also like to remind our fellow members that the Brotherhood itself is ancient enough to have some mysterious traditions. One of them, according to some informants, could be the ritual of the so-called Ban of the Dragon. It seems that in certain conditions, when the Brothers of St. Paul's find a violent or bloodthirsty immortal, they call upon him this ban. What it is exactly, I don't know. Does it really exist? I don't know for sure either. But what I've established as facts is that whenever a hostile or vindictive vampire has threatened London, it disappeared without a trace after the Brotherhood pronounced a ban upon him. The loyal Fergal Bancher himself has never been foolish enough to openly provoke the Brotherhood. This is a lesson we must all remember. Never be considered a dragon by the Brotherhood. From the Law of Ascalon by Lord Redgrave, founder. Interesting. Okie dokie, so. Oh, this looks like a boss fight, guys. This looks like a boss fight.
What sort of creature is this?
Oh, and he hits like a train. Okay, so we got him first time. I'm really, really pleased about that because he can really hit quite hard if he gets kind of stumble. So if you stumble in that and he's raging his attack, then he can really hurt.
Here's what's left of him. Not a lot to check, but I should anyway.
So that's the mobster that we just saw in the last episode speaking to Dorothy. And yeah, there really isn't much left of him. Okay, so there's a voucher on the body. Nurse Crane's voucher. If you're sick, if you have no money, whoever you are, wherever you're from, come see Dorothea to get help. No tricks, no charges, no questions asked. Just find Darius Petrescu's house and present this coupon. And then the language underneath is Romanian. I've been very lucky to work with some fantastic Romanians, and I recognize the some of the like accents underneath and on top of some of the wording, and some of the words. Although I don't know exactly what they mean per se, I recognize it.
Some voucher for a free checkup in Whitechapel. What is Nurse Crane up to? I really must find her.
Okay, so that's the voucher we just looked at. There's nothing else in here to loot. Other than this box.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Get rid of that awful... The only thing I don't like about this game is it's so easy to put a custom marker on the map and do it so unintentionally. So you will see me coming in and removing the custom markers all the time.
I have this thirst for blood.
I'm trying to decide whether I want to go back to the room and open the gates. I think I will. So as you can see, there's two gates here, so I just think I'm going to open them. Okay, so this just brings us further up. Okay, so I'm going to check in with Lady Ashbury.
Is this supposed to be an hospital? A pigsty?
If only there were more of us, with less resignation and more determination.
That was fast.
I'm afraid the trail of breadcrumbs leads beyond the hospital premises. I must leave for a time.
Is that so? Why?
Now it's time for you to be patient. It would seem that your blackmailer is part of a more complex machination whose root is in Whitechapel.
Machination? Do you suspect another immortal is involved?
I'm going to say that it's possible because we don't actually know. All we found was a voucher for a medical checkup. So we still don't actually know who the blackmailer is.
I hadn't considered that eventuality.
Do be careful, my good doctor. When immortals are involved, the stakes tend to escalate quickly.
I'll return with case solved or carried on my shield.
Basically, he's either going to solve it or he's going to be brought back to be buried. I think I'll check in with Dr. Swansea as well. I'm just going to do a bit of looting.
Do you need something, Jonathan?
I have met Lady Ashbury.
She's a fascinating woman, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, so with this one, it makes me kind of think that, okay, so if the benefactor of the hospital is a vampire, because she came to rescue us very early on in the game, and then did the teleport away. So we know she's a vampire. So this hospital has a benefactor that's a vampire anyway. Is she the reason why he wanted me on board at the Pembroke because of my blood transfusion skills?
Is she the true reason you recruited me? To work on her condition and addiction for blood? A part of me is thinking I've been played.
Lady Ashbury is a cherished friend of mine. I would not betray her secrets without her consent. Come to the rescue of a damsel in distress. I ask nothing more.
Yeah, that's still suspicious, Edgar. Still suspicious.
The matter of Lady Ashbury's blackmailer.
Oh, I know too much about this matter already. I'm confident in trusting the interests and reputation of both the hospital and Our Lady into your able hands.
Basically, he doesn't want to get his hands dirty.
I have just a few questions.
Then ask away. I'm at your service, Doctor.
You mentioned something about a secret society. A brotherhood, if I recall. Could you elaborate?
Certainly. I've been a member of the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole for several years. We are pledged to monitor and report vampire activity in England as impartial scientific observers.
That explains your nightly wanderings about the docks and the questions you ask.
I feel it wasn't mere coincidence that led us to that part of town. There was something as yet unseen that set those chain of events in motion.
Yet you don't fear me. And still, you know the monster that lurks beneath the civilized surface.
The Brotherhood has studied your kind for centuries. We believe you are as supernatural as a lion is to a gazelle.
Since you seem quite the expert on vampires, what could you tell me about my condition and how it came about?
As men of science, our first step is always to start with what we know. Forget the myths, the hackneyed scrawlings, and the penny dreadfuls. They do not scratch the surface of the truth you now find yourself in.
The sun. The morning following my transformation. Its rays burned me. There was pain, smoke, and my skin blackened.
You will find there is very little that can kill a vampire, my friend. You have been offered relative immortality. The sun will most certainly hurt you, leaving you weakened and damaged, but it will not destroy you.
Must I take a life to live?
You are a vampire. You feed, and blood is the sole sustenance that can sustain your immortal frame. And only a living creature contains the nourishment you require.
Okay, so that's a little bit of a hint there that tells us that necessarily we don't need to eat humans. We can survive from any living being. So yeah, we could live on rats quite happily. It may not be as delicious as the rich vital blood of a human, but it can do what we need it to, which is great.
The man we pursued and slew in the canning factory, William Bishop, I believe, was he a vampire?
He was a Skald, technically speaking. The debate rages as to their classification. Some think them a subspecies of vampire, others something else.
How do Skulls come into existence?
The name means slave. The etymology may indicate that they are a lesser species of vampire. From what I know, vampires tend to despise them.
Just for clarity, what differences are there between myself and a Skull?
A Skull is easier to eliminate, Jonathan, even if they remain formidable foes for the unprepared. Vampires... Now, vampires exist beyond the mortal realm.
Since I'm the one working for you, what should I know about Pembroke Hospital?
Well, for many years, we have been the only medical facility in this part of town that people can rely on. We support the community here, as well as provide health care.
Where do we stand today?
Well, to be honest, we cope on a day-to-day basis. The first wave of the Spanish flu last summer took us by surprise. We lack many of the basic necessities needed.
What do you expect of me?
What we need is hope. You were a soldier. This is a war. This white coat's still a uniform. We fight to help the poor, the sick of the East End, the forgotten.
We'll see each other again soon, Edgar.
Okay, can we do anything with this? Common handle parts. I've got 4 and I need 6. So let me go and see if Milton has any.
I met him in New York.
If only there were more of us, with less resignation.
Good evening, Milton.
and more
Good evening,
determination.
Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
I think we might have enough. No, we're one short. Oh, I really wanted that to be upgradable. He's seen me, and he's level 18. Oh no. Yeah. This is gonna be bad news, guys. Yes, so we got him. We got him. All right, so we have a letter here from the Wet Boot Boys. Considering the recruitment of new boys in Whitechapel, I think I found one. Albie. He's as stupid as a stool, but tough. I asked him to prove to me he could get some drugs for the black market and delivered quickly and nicely. Next time we meet, I'll tell him he's accepted as a Wet Boot Boy and he must now meet the bosses to get his orders. So we gained a new hint. Wow. Wow, that got very close. I'm just grateful that I had a serum with me there.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Okay, so new hideout.
have this thirst for blood.
Really, I just wanted the rats, but you know.
This is despicable.
Beggars can't be choosers.
There's more and more of these bloody leeches every night. The guards recruit more and more every year.
When did you join the guard? 2 days ago. This is my first patrol. It's closed.
Okay, so I actually got stuck on the post box, so I couldn't move particularly well there, but it worked out okay. And he was named, so he was actually calling more help. So you really want to get him taken down as quickly as you can. So the named guy was this one. And we can't go in here yet, but we will later.
It's locked, all right.
Okay, so we can't go in that way.
Whitechapel. This neighborhood is linked somehow to the kind Lady Ashbury's blackmail. First, let's find this Petrescu fellow.
Okay, so we are now in the infamous Whitechapel. A lot of people come into the game, and I've seen quite a few comments about Jack the Ripper. Jack the Ripper was 30 years approximately prior to this game, so they will have been aware of him, but he is not active at this time period. Oh, wow. Did you see him pull a gun then?
The wet boots will be proud of me.
Are you all right?
The bastard hit the wall next to me. I don't even know if he meant to miss.
If you've been hurt, I can help you. I'm a doctor.
Name's Albert. Remember it. Now bugger off.
Okay, so this is Albie, the guy that we got the note from. So yeah, let's have a little chat.
What happened? Did you really steal that man's medication?
Hey, I didn't do anything. It ain't me.
All right. Perhaps the poor drunk just confused you with someone else.
Sod off, mister. You ain't got no clue what's going on here. Bastard was a soldier in the war, so now he's got the right to shoot me.
It's true. I'm not familiar with this part of town. Perhaps you could help me.
I said sod off. Go find yourself another guide.
Charming young fellow.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? If you know anything about her, I'd appreciate it.
Never heard of her. She's pretty, I'll keep an eye out.
Goodbye, young man.
The wet boots will be proud of me.
What? Shooting a boy in the middle of the street. Not the best thing to do, wouldn't you say?
What? You saw what happened? Who are you?
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd like to ask you a few questions, if you promise me to set your gun aside.
No. Look, I'm not a violent man. I'm Benjamin Palmer, doctor. And no one can help me. Not even you.
So Benjamin Palmer, I'm wondering if that Albert Palmer is his son.
What can you tell me about this place?
Nothing to say, really. This is where I used to live, and this is where I live now.
You don't have anywhere to go? No family that would welcome you?
Not since the death of my wife, Albert's mother. She was sick, you see. Long before the flu and all this shit.
You mean you used to have a better life?
Yeah, I had a wife, a home, and a job. I even used to have a name. Now I'm just Ben. Ben the Tramp.
Perhaps you could focus for a moment and tell me your troubles.
I'm sick, broke, and my son just stole my pills. Everything's coming up roses.
Whatever the boy did, I'm sure he didn't deserve a public execution.
I swear I didn't want to hit him. It's just that I'm sick in the head, you see, and the boy just frayed me last nerve.
What is it, Benjamin? It was the war, wasn't it? Your nerves are shot, aren't they? I need some answers, Private. From one soldier to another.
The doctors called me a liar. A coward. Put me in a straitjacket, locked me up. Finally, they sent me back to the front lines with a handful of tablets.
It's a pity that doctors still practice such barbaric methods. It's a dishonor to our profession.
Now only the pills stop me thinking about this shit. To not hear the explosions. I'm even scared of the dark these days.
Okay, so we got a new hint for Benjamin.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Have you heard anything?
It's funny, I've been searching for her too. I need some pills. But the woman is a phantom, if you ask me.
Really? And why is that?
Word is she ain't real. She's a cover for some doctor who runs an illegal dispensary for migrants.
Okay, so that's interesting. So apparently she runs an illegal dispensary.
I have found a very interesting letter. Your son planned to prove his worth to the gang by stealing your medicine.
Oh, I see. So the little bugger thought he could use his dad to build a reputation.
The gang's recruiter was dead when I found him. Perhaps you should take better care of your son.
I love my Albert, sir. Believe me. It's just... well, I'm an arsehole, I suppose. Anyway, thanks for the letter. This is for your trouble.
Okay, so we've got the Swanborough cordial.
A gun, alcohol, and a bad temper make a terrible cocktail, sir. Goodbye for now.
The wet boots will be proud of me.
How are you, boy?
I'm not your boy, all right? Now piss off.
Yeah, so we have nothing new for him.
Wet boots will be proud of me.
Sort of bloody joke to you, innit? Stealing drugs from the sick and suffering.
Good evening, miss.
Good evening, sir. Are you interested in a miraculous cure for this unknown and deadly epidemic?
Actually, I am.
Then you have come to the right place. The famous Swanborough cordial is all you need to help keep you in perfect health.
Oh, really? Why didn't I hear about it during my studies? I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Ah, my brother has spoken of your research, sir. I'm Loretta Swanborough, and it's always a pleasure to meet a fellow healer.
Tell me, who intrigues you most in Whitechapel?
The region itself is something to see, but I would say Camellia the mute florist who gives away her flowers.
What do you think of the locals?
Most of them are afraid or desperate. They all come to me eventually for my remedy.
Is there anyone I should avoid?
Cadogan Bates, without a doubt. The bloody bastard remorselessly exploits poor migrants as soon as they get here.
Okay, so we'll keep an eye out for Cadogan Bates.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like to talk about competition.
Competition, you say?
Never met her, but it seems she provides some sort of medical care to the poor. The whole thing has to be some sort of scam, if you ask me.
There's somebody selling a cordial.
Goodbye, Miss Swanborough. Perhaps we'll talk again.
The Swanborough cordial can be the answer to all your problems. As long as you have the money.
What do you want? Leave me alone.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I'm looking for Nurse Dorothy Crane.
There is no Dorothy Crane here. Now goodbye.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the opposite, sir.
Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to close this door right now. Go bother someone else, Mr. Doctor.
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is. Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to.
A strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be from Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nithercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned.
Okay, let's find this church.
Its effectiveness has been proven by many. Even the flu is no match.
That looks like a spire. Okay, so we can't get in here yet, so that's fine. Okay, so we've reached Whitechapel, and I think I'm going to leave it here because I have some stuff I need to do today. But we've reached Whitechapel, we've spoken to Darius Petrescu, and we now need to find Richard Nithercott and Clayton Darby to find out more information on what's happening with Nurse Crane and Darius Petrescu. And we'll do that in the next episode. I know this one's been a little bit shorter than normal, but hopefully you've enjoyed it nonetheless. And I will see you next time. Thank you very much for watching. And if you did enjoy, please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. Thanks so much and take care.